asked you a bunch of questions via polls and stuff like that over on Instagram, and you answered. So now I'm gonna go out and just basically be your slave. First question was whether I should shoot inside or outside, and most of you agreed that I should shoot outside. Now, I have two very beautiful locations where I live, which is by the beach and in the forest. So I asked you whether I should do it by the beach or in the forest, and you said the forest. And in the forest we have two options as well: the lake or just like by the trees. And you said by the lake. So we have the location, it's in the forest by the lake. Then I asked you what clothes to wear, and you agreed that I had to wear my orange dress. And I'm actually quite happy about that, because I can basically change it to every color I like in the editing process. And finally, and also most importantly, I asked you to come up with some prop ideas. And then I would have to use those props that you came up with for the photo shoot. So a lot of you actually answered here, and I couldn't use every single prop you said. So I ended up just choosing the ones where two people or more had said the same thing. So I ended up on a chair, a lamp, and some flowers. So at first I was actually thinking that I wanted to do every single prop for an individual photo, so like I did 3 different photos. But then I thought that a chair, a lamp, and some flowers actually could fit quite well together, because it's all things that we have in a living room. So I could actually, with the props that you told me to do and the location you told me to create in, I could actually make kind of like a living room out in the lake. So for the chair, I just took one of the chairs that we had at home and put it in the lake and threw a bunch of that green stuff that's on top of the lake. What is it called? And it actually was quite a challenge to sit in the chair out in the lake, because it was getting very steep very quickly. So the lake floor, is that what you call it? Yeah, it was like going like this. So the chair, she had to kind of like balance the chair to make it look like it was standing straight almost. So yeah, that was a challenge. And then for the lamp, just a minute. I had this one that is very broken, but you know, we kind of fixed it. I couldn't really use a functional lamp to put in the lake, because then it wouldn't be functional anymore. So I had to use this one. And then my plan was just to Photoshop in a light bulb at the top, because it's broken and we don't want it to be broken in the photo. But yeah, it worked. And then for the flowers, I actually did have a lot of flowers at home, but I forgot to bring them out on the shoot. So we ended up finding a big leaf that I thought was beautiful instead. And it made me kind of sad, because it had to be a flower, but there wasn't really any flowers around, so yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't shared a lot about it here on this channel, but I actually care a lot about the environment and climate change and all that stuff. And I think it's important, and I really want to save the planet. I know I can't, but I want to do my part of stopping or even reversing climate change. So I think us artists play a big role in that too, by sharing the message. It's just a message that I think is very important, and I also think it's very important to create art around it, to show the world that we care as artists. We want change, and I think that is our way of showing that. But I also do think that it's very hard to create art around climate change without it being just not very sexy. But then I thought that the idea that you guys gave me, it could really act as a symbol for the sea levels rising. And I think that made the whole photo so much more powerful. So I hope that you're okay with me using your idea to help climate change. As a model, I actually in the beginning wanted to use myself and make it a self-portrait, but I only have the 10-second timer, and if I had to place the camera and run out into the lake. It just wouldn't be possible. I wouldn't be able to do that in just 10 seconds. So luckily my little sister said yes to be the model, and I'm very happy about that, so thank you, Emily. And then we also used a wig for the first time because I ordered them a long time ago from Amazon and they just arrived, and we just had to use them, and I just thought it looked so freaking cool. So that's the tip of the day, to order a wig, and it's really just a very cheap wig, so you can use any wig. But the thing that I really like about it is that it's very long and bright, and it just makes the photos look a little bit more whimsical and sexy and nice. I think the biggest problem with climate change is that most people know that it's a problem, but most people still don't do anything because we don't really want to sacrifice anything. So I kind of wanted to represent that with the photo as well. So the way that I wanted to represent that was that I wanted to have the girl sit in the chair surrounded by water, and then obviously her legs, her feet touching the water, so that it's very clear that she knows it's there, but then she's still focusing on this giant leaf that she has in her hand. So she knows that her feet is touching the water and she might be covered in water soon, but she still chooses to just look at the beautiful things instead of making an act and just moving away from the lake, if that makes sense. Editing, this is what I came up with. I honestly think it's one of the best images I've ever created, and it's thanks to you guys. So I'm very happy about that, and just thank you. So if you haven't been part of the poll and all that stuff over on Instagram, make sure to go follow me right now to be part of it the next time I make a video like this, because I definitely will, because you guys are just so much more creative than me and all that stuff. You can just give me all your ideas and I don't have to do any work anymore. It's great. I love it. Anyways, I really hope you liked watching this video. If you did, please go and just comment something down below and give the video a like. It will just make me very happy. And subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little bell button to be notified every time I post a new video. And until next time.